You know, you record the whole fucking thing, but you don't turn on the fucking microphone, so there's no fucking audio to go with a fucking video, and now you have to do it all over again. You have to do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? You just have to do it all over again. It sucks, and I hate it, but that's just the way things are. Sometimes that's just the way things are. So, the way we teach music sucks. I think it sucks. For me, it sucks. Maybe for you, it's great. Maybe for you, it's exactly what you need. But it's not for me. It sucks, and I hate it. I was like 9 years old, and it never fucking clicked. It never fucking clicked. You know, I can sing along with the song. I can kind of understand, like, oh, to harmonize this note with this note, I can do this other note with my voice. But, like, doing that with an instrument is, like, nonsense to me. I never know what note it is because I never fucking learned those, because it doesn't fucking make any goddamn sense at all. None of it makes any sense. It's arbitrary nonsense that makes no goddamn sense. So what the fuck am I talking about here? We use a system called 12-tone equal temperament. We use a system called 12-tone equal temperament. It's not the only system. There's many systems. It's a compromise because music turns out to be pretty fucking irrational. If you try to be perfect with making the intervals exactly right, it turns out if you switch between different keys, different intervals, if you make the third of the tonic into a new tonic and go to a third from that, it fucks everything up and it sounds awful. Many smart people have tried for a long time to make this make sense. It never has, it never will, because mathematically it's impossible. Great, awesome. So we use 12-tone equal temperament because 12 tones is a nice number for some reason. It could have been 13, it could have been 15, it could have been 27, could have been any number. Turns out 12. That's the one we picked. That's the one we're stuck with. That's what it is, and it's always will be until everyone dies and civilization falls, and maybe we'll get something else next time. I'm sure octopus will not make the same mistake humans did with music. So, we use 12-tone equal temperament. And what do we name these notes? Well, we name them the thing that some Gregorian assholes named them. The letters of the Latin alphabet, A through G. But if you're a discerning person, you'll notice that G is not 12. G is 8, as it turns out, or 7. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7. It's 7, not 8. 8 is A again. Okay. So we use 7 unique identifiers for 12 things. There's got to be some way of putting in the missing pieces. And because Gregorian assholes couldn't tell the difference between a G flat and a G, they decided that a G flat is just a G by another name, and they used flats to say that it's the other one, and they used sharps to say it's the other one. Down and up, flat goes down, sharp goes up. If down means lower in pitch, and lower in pitch means a larger frequency. And a larger frequency means the interval between the peaks of the frequency are further apart, and further apart meaning in time. So, 8 notes, 12 tones, 8 unique names with modifiers for each one. This ends up with overlaps. You got like your C flat and your B sharp, and those are names for other things. The same note has multiple names, and it sucks. It sucks. There's no sensible reason for it. other than the fact that it's what we've always done, and Mozart did it, and it was good enough for Mozart, so it's good enough for me. But I got news for you: you are not Mozart. So maybe for some people, the system makes perfect sense and is totally logical, and it works. It doesn't work for me, and it never has, and it never made any goddamn sense. So, what does make sense? Well, you got 12 notes. You got 12 notes. You don't always play all the notes, because why would you always play all the notes? I mean, like, that'd be kind of stupid, and it would mean that, like, no keys are really different from each other in a way. Like, it'd be dumb. It's about the gaps, and it's about the spacing, and the music isn't about like just playing all the notes all the time at the same time forever. That would be really stupid, and it'd sound awful. So there's gaps, and you have timings and spaces, and you let things breathe, and you do that harmonically and also rhythmically. And that's how music is. So scales are one thing. And the notes are a different thing. Notes are just parts of, like, they are, certain notes fit into the scale. We don't need to say it's an A note. You can say it's a 1 note. It's the first note. And solfège, I think it's called solfège, kind of does this. They like always call the root or the key, the note that's in the key, the tonic. They always call it do, and no matter which do it is, it's always a do, and so you always got, like, the third and the fifth always have the same name. But that's also kind of stupid, because not every scale has the same number of letters, like the same number of notes. You know, you might have a 10-note scale. I don't know if anyone has that, or an 8-note scale, or a 6-note scale, or a 5-note scale. So holding on to this historical baggage for no reason is kind of stupid. The issue, though, that comes with this is that all the music shit online, all the music fucking teaching shit is all uses the standard notation, because it's the standard notation. So if you're making something, you're gonna make it into the standard notation because it's the standard notation. Everyone knows it, so you gotta use what everyone knows. And I just noticed that it is out of focus. I just noticed that the focus is over here, and I'm over here in the blurry world where it's all fucking blurry. God damn it. I just noticed. I'm not changing it. We're gonna live with it. It's one thing to live with blurriness, and it's another thing to live with no fucking audio. So we'll redo it for the audio, but we're not gonna redo it for the fucking blurry shit. The thing I am currently playing is this. This is the thing I currently am playing. I mean, not literally right now. I mean, in the period of time that is the recent past. This is the thing that I pick up and I play things on occasion. That occasion being multiple times a day, every day for the past couple months, at least, maybe longer. So, I know like chords on this already. I know a few. I am believed to know a couple of them. And I know them by their names. But I don't, like, I've tried to learn, like, which ones are which. Like, I know that this is a C. I know that this one here is a C. And I can kind of reason my way into understanding this. I can think about it and pull the number out. But I have this issue of being like, okay, so if this is an E, What's 1 before E? What's 1 before E? I don't know. Either it's something before E. I have to like go through the alphabet and like A, B, C, D, E. Oh, it's a D? No, because there's an E flat between them. Okay, it's an E flat and then it's D. Okay, it goes E, E flat, D, D flat, C. And I always have to like go through the alphabet multiple times. I have to like figure it out. I don't have it like on tap, right? But if instead this was 7, if instead this was 7, I would just go, oh well, this one here, that's a 6. This is 7. This is 6. But see, I don't want to have to just drill it into my head with no resources, right? Like it's a pain to drill into my head. 4, 3, 2, 1. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Right? It's hard to do that without having any resources, and there are no resources with this because, you know, who would make that? So I made a resource for it. This is that. And this is why I had it with such a close zoom, because I was showing this before, because I was recording this before. So you got this fucking Google Sheet, and it's got all the notes on there. And I can change the tuning just by changing the top numbers if I need to. It would be a pain if I wanted it to index from 0. It's not indexed from 0, it's indexed from 1, because indexing it from 0 doesn't make sense to me, and I'm the one who's making it. So index from 1. I normally like 0 indexed things, but now I can know what the notes are. I can know that the C note, the C note was 4. I can learn the pattern, and I have it color coded, so it's nice and easy to see the patterns as they repeat across the fretboard. It's nice, it's simple, it's easy. Great. That's one part down. Next part, chords. All the chords online are always like, they show the fretboard with like a circle here and a circle here, and that's an A chord. But like, if I'm looking for the A chord, which would be the one major chord, the A major is the 1 major, so I'm looking for a 1 major chord, not an A major chord. I don't just want to know what things I push to make it. I also want to know what notes are in it and which ones are which notes. This lets you like understand the concept of inversions and the fact that there are multiple places to play a single chord across the thing, and they all have their own kind of different feel and stuff. So I don't want this picture book way of dealing with it. I'd rather just be like 1 major, what notes are in it, and I can find them on the fretboard. And I want them nice and color coded so it's easy to see. Cool. Google Sheets has my back. We got this here. All the chords I could find. There may be more, but this is more than I know for any particular key. So, you're really only gonna for the most part, as a beginner, are gonna use like the major, the minor, maybe the 7th, the minor 7th, maybe a sus2 or sus4. You're not gonna be using all of these unless you are, pretty into it, but it's nice to have to learn that shit. So these are all of them in the key of 9. All of them in the key of 9. But I was saying I want the 1 major chord. So we can just change this 1 9 here to a 1. And there they are there. Nice and easy. Just change the one number there, and then they all get changed, because it turns out that these chords, they're not random. They are set intervals away from the tonic. You change what the tonic is, it changes which notes they are, but it doesn't change the intervals between those notes. So that's one of the joys of 12-tone equal temperament. So great. We now have all the chords, and that's cool. But there's one other thing that's really important, and that's scales. There's a lot of scales. Most people only really give a shit about the major scale and the minor scale. Some people are like, well, you gotta have the blues scale. Some other people are like, well, if you don't got the Phrygian scale, you're fucked. You may as well kill yourself if you don't know about the Phrygian. So, I just went on Wikipedia and I was like, give me the list of every scale that you know about. Give me which notes are in that scale, and I'm just gonna put them all. I'm just gonna put them all in this thing. So here's that. It's got all these fucking scales. And if you change which key we're talking about here with the one for the chords, it also changes what the scales are. So there's that. So you can find, like, oh, I'm interested in what the Dorian scale is, and it's the 1, the 3, the 4, the 6, the 8, the 10, and the 11. Cool. And then you can find those on the board, and you can practice your scales of any fucking scale you want. It's great. It's awesome. Been playing around with this. It's pretty amazing how you play the Insin scale, and it sounds like it sounds Japanese suddenly, amazingly. Like, it sounds like traditional Japanese music just by playing those notes that are in the scale. And you play like the harmonic scale, and it sounds like shit every single time. This is probably because the 12-tone equal temperament is not perfectly in tune to play the harmonics, so it always has like a huge amount of extra dissonance between certain steps. But yeah, like it's interesting to just be able to know what fucking notes go in the scale and be able to play around with them. And it's nice to have a fucking resource to be able to do this. So yeah, the way we teach music is like kind of bullshit. It's kind of bullshit. You don't start from like the numbers of music and build up to multiplication and division and then to algebra and then to calculus. You just start with like, here's the fast Fourier transform, and like here's how it does things, and you're like, oh, I can understand how that works, but how do I add two numbers? Fuck you, that's how. In order to learn how to add two numbers, we're going to have to take a college class. For now, just stick with fast Fourier transforms. That's kind of how music is taught in my view. That's how I perceive it.